So we're like, we got to go big or go home. So we spent the entire week like dosing ourselves with milk kind of scenario, building up to the big one. Yes, we spent the entire week we spent the entire week at church camp micro dosing milk, so that this way we could then go for the big one. And Hello, everybody. I'm Christian.
And I'm Ozzy.
And welcome back to That's the Flavor, episode number 30. What? 3-0 in the club. We're audio listeners. We're currently trying to make a 30 with our fingers. It's going kind of well. 3-0. Honestly, it's kind of like we're just putting up gang signs.
Pretty much.
Totally fine. Totally okay. But yeah, episode number 30. Thank you guys so much for the support on episode 29, Randyland. Probably one of my favorite titles to date.
Magical place.
Honestly. Magical place indeed. And yeah, real quick, we are now over a month into bringing That's the Flavor back. And just thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys for continuing to being like, hey, you guys are doing pretty great. I'm liking this. And yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, indeed. We'll touch on some more stuff later on in the episode or towards the end of the episode, but I'm not really going to try to dwell on it too much. You know where to find us on social media and so forth. And yeah, let's kick it off. Let's get into it. Ozzy, how you doing this week? Always got to do the check-in.
Oh, I'm feeling, living the dream as always, taste buds, just to put into perspective, right before we started recording, my right thumb has been numb for about 2 hours. I don't know why. I was coloring. It was numb before I started coloring, and it's still tingly and weird. I don't know what it means. So, yeah, let's hope righty lasts.
Let's hope righty. Yeah, honestly, there's that. I have a really rough cough going on right now, so we're not even sure how this recording is gonna go.
Also, I
hack it up a lung every 2 seconds.
He is. I also had Taco Bell for dinner, so, if I go mute, you know why. But if I don't and I didn't catch it, farts are always funny.
Also, we're recording this at 11:30 at night because we messed up our recording schedule. So there's just so much going against us right now. Honestly, it's just That's the Flavor After Dark, where things get a little more nitty and gritty with your favorite flavorful podcast. Check us out on iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
No, I don't want to see my downloads folder. I already know.
But
I'm
how are you?
Glad to hear your. Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, how are you doing?
I'm good. So last episode, we were wrapping up my rehearsals for my show, my Comedy of Errors Shakespeare production. That is now over and done. We're kind of decompressed from that totally. Really cool show, really great experience. Can't wait to do something like that again. But now that that's over, I kind of got my free time back. So I've been able to be like, all right, That's the Flavor, analytics and data and creative stuff.
Yeah.
For audio listeners, I just did a little explosion of, I'm going to call it fairy dust on my screen.
It was flavor.
I like that.
Flavor dust.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
That kind of sounds like a drug, not gonna lie. Something you get off the street. Hey man, do you try some of that new flavor dust?
Yeah, that's the the news nose candy these days. Flavor dust. Forget cocaine.
All of the the like Gen Z TikTokers aren't doing cocaine to stay ready and stay in business. They're doing flavor dust now.
Oh yeah, even the millennial lawyers are too. Catch them in the bathroom. Flavor dust.
The flavor dust epidemic of the 2020s.
2020s. It's still
Well, I guess you
21st
could just say
century.
you could say the 20s, but then it gets confusing. Do you mean 1920s or 2020s?
Oh, see, that's the craziest thing is because it is eventually going to get to the point that people refer to the 20s. They are going to think of the 2020s, in which TikTok ruled.
And COVID decimated a nation
I
or a world.
was gonna say world, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's really hard to realize because like being in that little bubble that we were, right? Like everything quarantined, like, oh, COVID happened. Sometimes I just think, oh yeah, it only happened to the US. And it's like, no, it happened everywhere.
Dude, people couldn't get in and out of Australia for 3 years. They just
You know,
opened up this year.
again, here's the thing. Why do people want to get back into Australia?
Probably because they live there.
Yeah, but also there's spiders like this big.
Yeah, but also they have the Sydney Opera House and the Great Barrier Reef and all of the Hemsworths.
Yeah, but counterpoint, the Great Barrier Reef is dying.
Well, with that attitude, it is. You gotta try to bring it back.
I mean, trust me, they've been trying.
Oh, I know they are.
Yeah. Well, all right, you know what? Moment of silence for the Great Barrier Reef. It's not dead, but it's getting there. All right, cool.
And now I feel like we should start a fundraiser for the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah, that's true. That got kind of dark real fast. Great Barrier Reef, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
We love you.
I'm kind of sorry we insulted you.
I didn't insult you.
Well,
I'm
yeah, I'm
not.
sorry that I insulted you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm usually with
Well,
you,
no,
Christian, but I'm not. I'm not taking the fault
I'm
on
sorry.
this one.
I'm sorry that us at That's the Flavor. That's the Flavor as a podcast insulted you. There you go, Ozzy. Now you're roped in.
Nuh-uh.
You can't get out now. You can't get out now.
I, Ozzy Smith, disassociate from everything that's the flavor, because I am not having my name being tied
Do you
to
now?
the Great Barrier Reef.
Do you?
If this is blackmail, Christian, I don't like it.
Look, here, that's the Flavor. We do what we got to do.
I will fart in the microphone, and I won't be sorry about it.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that's
man.
what I thought.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I know this is an after dark episode, but whoa.
yeah.
Let's
Been having too much of that flavor dust. Gives you the shakes.
That's the Flavor episode 30. Flavor dust.
An epidemic.
An epidemic in America. An all new 60 minutes tonight after the news.
After that's the flavor.
After an all new That's the Flavor, find the real story. Flavor dust, an epidemic in America. Ah, what a great beginning opening session there. Real proud of us. Real proud of you.
Thanks. It
Real
takes
star of the show over there.
now. It takes two to tango.
Well, sometimes
Not
it
all the
it also
time.
takes two to. Well, it also takes two to waltz.
Yeah. Well, it takes two to ballroom dance.
Does it though? Like actually, like like you could probably solo ballroom dance.
I think that would look weird as hell.
Right, but I'm not saying how weird it would look. I'm saying it's a can or cannot do it situation.
I mean, you can technically do everything then by yourself, like, because you can, but it's not
Exactly.
how it's intended.
Well, sure, but
Are you like trying to break up with me this episode?
no. Also, audio taste buds. There was a little hand motion, like shrugging of the shoulders there, but I realized after the third time of doing it, you guys could not see that because you're listening to us. So Also, to answer your question, I'm not breaking up with you.
I don't know.
Not
This is like 3 times in the span of 10 minutes in which you've said, like, I've threatened to leave the company. And now you're pulling this stunt saying that it doesn't take two to tango. I don't know. We're on strike two, man. Strike three. I'm scared.
all right. Well, let me bring you back in. Let me bring you back in. I want to talk to you about church camp
Okay. Camp of church.
and my experiences at church camp.
Oh, hit me with it. As somebody who has
So,
never been to church camp, I am very curious to hear.
well, went to church camp for 3 years in high school or in the high school era.
Such a good Christian boy.
Yeah.
Actually, Christian, real quick before
Yes.
you get into the church
Yeah. Yeah.
camp,
Yeah. Yeah.
how does it feel to be named Christian and to have a religion named after you? Or
Well,
you being named after a religion?
that's the interesting thing, right? Because like technically I'm not named after the religion. Like the religion is Christianity, and then it's like, oh, if you follow under that, you are a Christian. Interesting. There have been like so many jokes made about that, like in my life, like, aha, you're Christian. Are you a Christian? Like, ha 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 ha. Um,
No, and that's when you look them dead in the face and you say, no, I'm Jewish.
no, but like, so like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, I could.
Oh, I know that's a
I,
lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a sin. I apologize.
but
Sorry, all you taste buds. If you want to go to hell, I'm going there, so you can come with me. Um, yeah. Sorry. Continue, Christian. Let's talk about church
so
camp.
so, oh man. So church camp was one of those things that going there was like super unconventional for like what you might think church camp is. So like in the sense of I met a lot of cool people there, a lot of great people. Shout out to Sam. Shout out oh god, Weaver, Evan, the homies,
Hmm?
um everyone. We got Six. We got Rory. That's all I can remember off the top of my head. Sorry to everybody else. Like y'all are great, but you know. But either way, met a lot of cool people there, and we did things like church camp is where I learned how to rap.
Hmm.
Now, mind you, I say learned how to. Like one could argue I still don't know how to rap, but like we used to have like rap battles in the hallway of the dorm. Um, like straight up like underground, everybody huddling up in a circle and be like pushed in the center of the circle, rap battles.
This is the real reason why I wore this beanie. We're going full
This is
ass
always why I
eight
went and got this
mile,
hat.
8 mile this episode.
No, like legitimately, I learned to rap because there was a rap battle thing, like a rap battle going on out in the hallway of the dorms. We walked out to see what was going on. So my friends started getting involved. Next thing you know, I'm pushed in the center. Everybody's looking at me. It's crazy. So what do? I spit some bars.
Look, do you want to give?
Every
Do you want to give
no,
them a
nope,
taste?
no, I do not. No, I do not. No,
Ch, 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 ch,
that's
ch,
the flavor.
ch,
There's audio delay,
ch,
so I bet that this is off.
ch,
Don't know
ch,
what to say. Oh,
ch.
what?
Frickety, ah!
I can't wait to see how out of sync that is in the actual audio recording. But no, it's like that's where I learned the rap because like, and then I rapped a little bit. People cheered me on, and I kept doing it for like that entire week at church camp, and it carried on for the rest of the years I went to church camp.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you remember talking?
we used to see how much milk we could drink every breakfast to the point where years later they had to start limiting the amount of milk they gave people because of they were worried about like us. So for example, at our breakfast tables in our dining hall, there were 8 chairs, right? There was a moment in time where we drank 10 half gallons of milk between 8 people.
10 half gallons? So you drank 5 full gallons.
Correct. Of milk in one breakfast sitting between 8 people.
I hope none of you were lactose intolerant.
We weren't, luckily.
But still.
So it all started because like we realized like they'll give you as much milk as you want up to a certain point. So we
Is 10 half
are
gallons the limit?
no.
Oh.
So it was like 4, right? So here's what we had to start doing. We started going around to other tables and asking them for their gallons, half gallons of milk,
Okay, and is this
so that we could drink it and then add it to our total of milk.
so is this whole milk, 2% milk,
It was, I believe, it was
chocolate?
2%, 2%.
Okay, it makes it slightly better. I was like, man, if that was whole milk,
Oof, yeah,
that's
no, that
so
was whole milk.
rich.
So yeah, like because our goal was to see how much milk we could drink. So like it started out like my first year there. It was like, okay, here's like 3 a breakfast, so forth. Like we maxed it out. The next year we got a little crazier. Okay, it's like 5 or 6. The last year was our final year, like before like you graduate out of camp, right? Like you don't come back. So we're like, we got to go big or go home. So we spent the entire week like dosing ourselves with milk kind of scenario, building up to the big one. Yes, we spent the entire week of we spent the entire week at church camp micro dosing milk, so that this way we could then go for the big one. And it, it was great. I can't believe it. We're 16 minutes in, and this is where I break you. I didn't think it was gonna happen. 2 episodes back to back. I've broken him 2 episodes back to back.
My
Is it
face
because I said
hurts.
microdosing with milk?
Yes, because a very vivid image of me with like popped up of you with like a syringe of milk, just like, like
Like like the guys that microdose with venom.
yeah,
That's me
yeah,
microdosing.
fucking milk. Like, how much calcium is too much calcium? Like, uh,
I'd like to point out that Ozzy has now started a coughing fit because his laughter made me laugh. And now I can't stop. Oh God.
just so 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 they came. So these cartons, did they come in like a quart, or did they all come in half a gallon? They each came in half gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So you microdosing, you were just doing like, so you were adding. So like the first week, like the first day was like half a gallon, then it was a
No.
gallon.
So here's the thing. We already. Oh God, hang on. I gotta mute my mic again. Ozzy.
I'm really, this is fascinating. The art of microdosing milk to build up a tolerance, or not even build up a tolerance, build up to said goal. Wow. All right. Well, I guess this is a question for you, taste buds. How much milk do you think you could drink in one sitting?
So we already knew our limits from the last year, right?
Okay.
Like we knew what we could and couldn't do.
Yeah. Naturally. And for point of view, how many was that the year before?
I don't know exactly. Like one of these days, we'll have to have on like the church camp friends on as guests to like fully explain it.
Okay. Okay.
But I want to say we'll say that the year before was like 6 or 7 might have been our max.
Gallons.
No, half gallons. Like
Okay. Okay.
um,
All right. So you guys
so
are
like either way, like we started out with like we knew what we could do. So like we went and it's like, all right, let's do 3, let's do 5. All right, let's take an off day because we know we gotta like rest up. Like legitimately, like we took like rest days basically from doing this.
okay. This is
Like
like
we abstained from having milk.
this is
Like
like working out more than microdosing.
oh no, pretty much yeah, that's true. Um, And then I remember, here's the thing. So we did 10 half gallons, 5 gallons. We pushed ourselves to the limit. We vowed to never drink that much milk again. Like that was it. That is the max. We're done. Because roughly you're looking at like a gallon of milk a person. Actually, a little bit more than a gallon of milk a person, like at that table.
Was there ever throw up?
Oh, there was. We had some people who, couldn't do it. So I remember one guy at our table on one of our training days, bam, like had to run outside the dining hall, like in the grass, throw up all that milk. Like, not gonna lie, like after we did it, we had like the milk sweats every day, man. Like it was like I'm not kidding, I'm not, because I vividly remember this. Like it'd be like free time after breakfast, right?
Okay,
It'd be
yeah.
like free time after breakfast, right? Instead of like doing any other the activities or whatever, we'd all go back to like our dorm room, like our bunk room, and take a nap. Like we would ride out the milk sweats together. Like
This literally sounds like you're addicted to milk. Like, this is milk. The milk is the real drug here.
like okay, fine. You want to keep making that drug addiction like parallel? It got to the point where when we were begging other tables for milk, that's it. It got to the point where we were begging them. They weren't just giving it, and they knew it too. So they would make us like sing and dance to get the milk from them. Yeah, yeah. So like they would make us sing and dance to get the milk. So then we would then go and drink the milk.
Oh my gosh.
Again, mind you, this was one of the things that I did at church camp.
Got addicted to milk.
Yeah, dude, there was a solid time. So like after that final year, right, final day, I didn't drink milk for like a solid like couple months after that
Did you go
because
through
like I was
withdrawal?
no, I was just disgusted. Like, because again, like that final day, yeah, we set a new record. We were super happy. Like we hit it like the most we've ever done, but like it was not a pleasant experience.
What? So it was more, it's really just stems to you wanted to do it to prove to yourself that you could do it kind of thing.
Correct, because after a certain point, like the enjoyment of drinking milk goes away. And now it's less about the milk drinking and more about the number achievement,
Well,
right?
I was gonna say, so, but this had to stem off the enjoyment of milk, right? Or was this seriously just a, I wonder how much milk we can drink?
Oh, it was a little bit of both. It stemmed off the enjoyment of milk,
Okay.
but then it became a scenario of okay, well, how much can we actually drink? Like it got to the point where that final day, that final breakfast was like cereal day, so we didn't eat breakfast that day.
It was
We just
just
went
milk.
straight milk.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what's a typical day of church camp? So, like, yeah, you have that free time
Um.
right after.
So like, there's free time. Then there's worship. There's like certain activities. There's lunch. Then there's like more free time slash like siesta time. Then there's like evening activities. Like evening service, and then you kind of like rinse and repeat. And it's not exactly like that. Like I'd have to like 'cause there's also like a pool and it's like there's like a bunch of activities. There was an obstacle course. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure. Like because it's been 5 years
Yeah.
right since I've gone. So, but
But
yeah, yeah. I figured you would enjoy that story. I didn't know that it would break you twice.
uh I don't know if it would have. I think what broke me was the description of what the milk did to you. Like, I think
Dude,
also too is like when you say milk sweats, in which I like logistically, you were just sweating like normal sweats. But initially, when you said that, like I pictured you sweating out milk. But I mean, like if you're drinking, like if you weren't intaking that much milk, is it actually that crazy to that you would actually not be just
Here's the
sweating
thing.
out the milk?
Also, that much milk in like a 45-minute period.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then you're
Like,
also not taking, like, you're not eating anything for it to, like, absorb. It's just
correct.
pure milk. It, uh,
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, how hydrating even is milk?
Um, Not gonna lie, your dog drinking water in the background threw me off for a second.
I'm sorry, it kind of
Um,
threw me off
no,
too.
it's fine.
I thought everybody was asleep in my
How
house
hydrating is milk?
because I can't imagine it being that.
Mil- Milk is more hydrating than water. From CBS News on May 9th of
Oh,
2023. For example, milk was found to be even more hydrating than plain water because it contains the sugar, lactose, some protein, and some fat, all of which help to slow the emptying of fluid from the stomach and keep hydration happening over a longer period.
huh.
Coming from Harvard Health from November of last year, milk hydrates better than water. And then there's a whole article about it. But yeah, apparently it actually does.
Huh. So I guess there's no inherent health concerns besides.
Downside, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Huh. But
Indeed.
but so that does still like was the sweat like a normal sweat, like
Yes. Yes.
clammy and just
Oh,
uncomfortable?
it was rough. It was
Okay.
real rough.
Huh.
And
That's
yeah, it made a couple of us sick. Some of us threw up. Like it was very much a competitive eater scenario.
but
Like
yeah.
where like oh I after they do like a crazy food challenge, like they don't necessarily like feel the best. Like they gotta like be like, oh hey, I gotta recover, man. Like that's arguably what it was. Not on the same scale, but pretty close.
Yeah, I mean to some extent. I feel like if you guys continued to this day, then yes, it would probably get to that limit.
Here's the thing, I would love to get those guys together and see if we couldn't go for like 12 half gallons.
I'll see, but would you have to retrain yourselves?
Oh, 100%. We've been out of the game for years.
Exactly. See, I'd be curious just as a pure like observer slash like referee, just to see.
Honestly, add it to the list of that's the flavor things. We'll set up like an official. I'm curious. What is the Guinness World Record?
For milk consumed.
Yes.
Well, see, because then this is also going to bring in the issue too, is what is the standard milk? Like, what is the milk
Right.
that would be judged? Because, like, if it's whole milk, like, I feel like that changes the game. But then again, I could be wrong.
Um. Okay. Again, this is coming from Guinness World Records from 2019. So I'm just gonna go with it though. Um, the most cups of milk served in 1 hour is 5,926. So 5,926 cups, gallons. There's no way. 500 and or 5,926 cups is 370 gallons.
370?
There's no way
And that was the one person?
in an hour. So I'm now opening the Guinness World Records like full page. Maybe this is why I should have done that originally. Oh no, that's just the record for literally like pouring and serving the milk to a customer.
I mean,
That
that
makes
okay.
more sense.
Yeah, that doesn't seem as
It doesn't look like
cray.
there's like a consumption record for like most milk consumed in an hour or something though, which is interesting.
Yeah, for certain there.
But yeah, that's really all I got for the church camp scenario. And the whole reason I thought about this was because I saw a video of some guy on TikTok trying to take like the Kraken for like shotgunning and trying to shotgun a half gallon of milk. And that's why I thought about this whole thing. Um,
And
yeah.
I mean, how did that go?
He a little rough because he couldn't get the Kraken to puncture the plastic initially.
Yeah,
But then
okay.
it was just a lot of milk all at once. He did it, but like it was rough. Honestly, I couldn't imagine shotgunning because that's just a lot of liquid coming at you at once.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
Oh.
oh man.
But yeah. Real quick, you guys, I just want to let everybody know, halfway through the episode here, that you've been listening to That's the Flavor, your weekly podcast where we sit down with each other, talk about our lives, hang out, and have a good time. If you're enjoying it so far, feel free to go ahead and drop us a follow or a review on wherever you're listening. We obviously super appreciate it, and that's the things that get us noticed by more people. That are also just word of mouth. Tell your friends, tell your family, so forth. We try to just make everybody laugh, have a good time. But yeah, that's the flavor. And speaking of like that's the flavor and leaving reviews and so forth, over on Spotify and over on YouTube, we do weekly questions and polls of related to the episode's topic. So last week for episode number 29 was episode 29 Randyland. The question was, if you could replace all the grass in the world, what would you replace it with? And over on Spotify, we got a couple of responses. I'm going to take a drink of water before I cough. And a couple of those responses being one, someone said they replace all of the grass with whale blubber because they said think about how it'll feel when you walk on it.
Uncomfortable?
I mean, pretty slippery. I feel like it'd be like slippery and bouncy. It's like borderline trampoline.
I think, yeah, for sure. So I hate to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like this is the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Is this blubber like dried and cleaned? Or is this
No,
like, so this is fresh blubber? Like
I
bloody
mean I would assume
blubber.
because that's probably well you could say it's been like washed off. I don't know if it's been like dried. Because
Why?
here's the thing, I imagine it in the most cleanly like scenario possible,
Okay. I follow there.
which is like fresh blubber because that's what makes the prompt more interesting. And two, it's like cleaned off because like once you get into the nitty gritty, like oh, what about the blood and so forth? When it's like the no, of course not. But
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
like it's kind of how I think about the chewed bubblegum response I gave you last week. Like in my mind when I said that, we weren't really including the saliva or so forth in that equation.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
Like
mean,
yes, that
yeah. I
makes
didn't necessarily
sense.
think of. Yeah. Yeah.
But then you get into like the minutia of it, and then it's like, okay, well then that kind of
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like it would be very warm. Like your feet would stay very warm. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
also think
This
just
is.
really bouncy. It's probably like a really good natural insole.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Yeah. Honestly, That's a good thought that I didn't necessarily even think of.
mm-hmm,
Huh. But okay, so if we're going from the worldview kind of thing, like in
mm-hmm.
space, so is that gonna be pink? So it would be like bubblegum again.
That's true. But I think the chewed bubblegum and whale blubber obviously have a different consistency though.
Oh, for sure. Like I feel like the chewed bubble gum, you are gonna have more stick to it.
100%.
And I feel like with this is you would definitely have more bounce, but I feel like you'd also have some more slide to it as well.
Yes, you'd have a lot more slip.
I mean, imagine how far you go on Heelys Or
That's
do you
true.
think, or maybe,
Uh,
do
maybe
you think
Heelys are banned though. Maybe it'll just dig into the blubber and like rip across.
yeah. And so, okay, okay.
Okay. The other response over on Spotify was the pull apart cherry Twizzlers. The ones that make like the super thin strings.
Oh,
Hmm.
that could be interesting. Huh.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. Because then you take it and it's like, okay, it could be just one of those strands, or it could be the entire pull apart thing. And then if you pull that apart into 9 separate things, you arguably just have patches of like candy grass.
Yeah, that. Ah. Huh. So,
Maybe.
and so then, is this gonna be just like the original strawberry flavor we think in, like the red,
I
or
think
do you
so.
think?
I
Okay.
think, well, I think depending on your region, it would probably grow different flavors.
Hmm. See, that interests me.
Or like the whale blubber scenario. Do different regions have different kinds of whale blubber because of how popular, like, because of the amount of whales in that region?
Yeah, I think that would be interesting. Oh, it's yeah. Wow.
Like, again, I don't know the exact breakdown, but like, let's say all of North America is blue whales. Like, all of the Arctic's grass, even though there's not a lot of it, is orca whales. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm,
Eh, Hmm. So, okay, okay. So I'm also trying to. So after a quick like Google search, this is 20% of the Earth, right? 20% would be either whale blubber. Well, see, but then I guess what the whale blubber is, how does that work for regions that don't necessarily have whales highly populated? And this would be interesting too, especially for like, I guess, continents like North America and Asia and Europe who have multiple like oceans and seas border. Would one half be a certain whale and the other be another? Hey, buddy, you're muted.
oh man, that's awkward. That's real awkward. Um, yes. So like, if an area is surrounded by multiple seas or bodies of water, yes, we split it. Two, if an area doesn't have like a popular whale, then they just take like whatever the majority whale is. So let's say blue whales are the most popular whale, right?
Okay.
Then like any area that like doesn't have a whale is blue whale territory.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. You know, I'm definitely very interested in this. And also part of me thinks like a big part of our transportation would also like turn into slip and slides,
Yes.
but it would just be with our feet. Like kind of like a
Hmm.
risky business kind of thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other, oh god, ha ha, rahaha, Ree. But yeah, that was some of the responses from last week's question over on episode 29. Not really sure what this question will be for episode 30 yet, but it'll be over on Spotify. It'll be over on YouTube. Give us your responses so we can go ahead and talk about them in the following episode.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah.
I'm still curious. And I guess still following up on it. Now going to the Twizzlers. Do we think the flavor would be in each region?
Well, what are the regions, man? We're talking about the whole world here.
I mean, I guess if we're gonna to make it easier, then I say we just make it the seven continents to make it easy for us right now.
Okay.
But
North America. North America. Cherry.
okay,
Europe. Strawberry.
makes sense.
Antarctica. Blue raspberry.
But blue raspberry isn't a technical flavor.
I Well, I know, but then we're running out of flavors because like technically strawberry and cherry are the only two pull apart flavors.
Well, oh yeah, I know that, but I'm not going into that. I mean, blue raspberry is like a man-made flavor. It's not found. So like I'm saying, could we
Okay,
just make it
okay.
like just raspberry?
Blueberry.
Yeah, okay,
Blueberry.
okay, cool. Okay, that's
Okay.
interesting. Africa?
Orange.
Interesting. I was thinking of vanilla.
Mmm.
And I think it's mainly because of Madagascar in Africa. Like Madagascar vanilla.
Ooh, okay, okay.
But then that makes me wondering if we could actually make a natural dreamsicle flavor then.
You could. You 100%
So
could.
like the cross pollination of the orange and the vanilla.
Plus, there already is like a creamsicle Twizzler as well,
Uh-huh. It is actually really
which is
good.
pretty good.
I
It's
do
very
like
good,
that one,
yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna say South America will go mango habanero
Okay.
because mangoes and habanero peppers exist naturally, so we're good.
Yeah, yeah. Australia.
Does that Australia sand flavored?
Why do you hate Australia?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. If any Australians out there listening, which I think is like less than 1% if you look on our podcast analytics, but anybody listening, y'all are great. I don't actually hate you.
I love Australia. I really
Yeah.
want to go, so
Look, one day whenever we do a That's the Flavor tour and we're in Australia, it's gonna be real rough for me. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna have like I'm gonna have like hits out on me.
I mean,
Like,
to be fair, my name does kind of lend itself to their chant, like Ozzy, 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 oi, oi, oi.
oi oi oi.
So yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, we'll go sand. No, eucalyptus.
Mm. Hmm.
And then Asia. That leaves Asia. Um,
Teriyaki.
I was gonna go soy
Hmm. Could do that.
because soy is more of like a broad.
Yeah. Go soy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, because I guess you could also go like you could go like wallaby for Australia.
True. Yes, you definitely could.
Wallaby or shrimp on the Barbie. A shrimp flavored Twizzler.
A shrimp flavored Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Barbie.
Exactly. Hi, Ken. um. See, I'm going back. I'm trying to amend. I want to amend my North America and Europe options. Now we've kind of like given location specific flavors. Cause I was just going off like Twizzler flavors. So like Europe, definitely Vegemite.
Interesting.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Europe's
Vegemite?
kind of stumping me.
Is
Yeah,
that
do you not know what
is that actually a thing, or are you just creating that?
No, do you not know what Vegemite is?
No.
Oh God, Vegemite's terrible. It's like super gross vegetable sandwich spread.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Why would you make it Europe?
Yeah, I realized that as I said it. So,
Vegemite is a thick, dark brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast, extract with various vegetables and spice additives.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's also in Britain because like the whole Australia didn't Australia come from Britain? Or am I wrong?
Um, I mean, I don't
Like,
think it was necessarily. I thought Britain ruled over Australia until Australians in Australia were kind of like, dude, get the fuck out.
right, so I'm saying wouldn't they have brought back like some of the things they liked from that culture? Vegemite being one of those
I
things.
mean, why would you bring that back? That does not sound appetizing.
I mean, because like some people like it. It's like a savory thing. So like they'll like drop it in like a soup,
Hmm. Okay.
or like instead of mayo, they'll go like Vegemite on their
Why do I
sandwich.
feel like if there's ever something that's like questionable or is very I'd have to say like very 50-50. It seems like in terms of popularity, they always plop it in a soup and then it somehow makes it okay.
Because that's kind of pretty much how it goes.
So, but
Like,
that
oh, you got the rind of a Parmesan like cheese wedge, drop it in a soup. Why? Because nobody likes the rind, but drop it in the soup, it makes it better.
huh. I mean,
Indeed.
where do you stand with soup? Because I know there's a lot of soup stands out there.
I'm gonna cough real quick, and then I'll get to you with an answer.
See, I think this is a prime example that Christian needs to drink more soup, so then he wouldn't have to cough as much.
Oh no, I'm a massive soup fan though. To answer your question, like chicken and gnocchi soup, easy,
Does
top.
sound good. Sound good.
My girlfriend, like makes that pretty much regularly now because of how much I like it. Minus the fact that it's like the summer right now and so forth, but like fall time when it's soup time, chicken and gnocchi at least a couple times. Like chicken and wild rice, also a banger.
I was gonna say,
Potato soup, banger.
I was gonna say,
Like
chicken and gnocchi really interests me.
chicken and gnocchi is great because it's literally like you can go out there and find like copycat Olive Garden recipes for it.
Hmm. Well, see,
I think it's so good.
I'm a big chowder guy. I freaking
Oh, okay.
love clam
Okay.
chowder. Clam chowder.
Okay.
A lobster bisque is nice. Um,
Mm-hmm.
cheddar broccoli is also another big one of
Cheddar
mine.
broccoli is real good.
Yeah,
It's real simple too. Cheddar broccoli. It's like four ingredients.
exactly. But you know, that's why I feel like see, you either have the overly complicated soups that drop the Parmesan cheese rind and the Vegemite and rice and chicken broth, and then you have cheddar broccoli when it's like cheddar broccoli soup and something else.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, any soup's really easy to make because it's really just drop shit in a pot and leave it.
And stir it.
Like, well, occasionally.
Yeah, well, because if you don't stir it, then it's gonna sit on the bottom and then it's gonna burn.
No, if it sits on the bottom, you cooked your soup wrong.
I mean, I don't know how to cook soup. I usually just order it.
That's the flavor cooking episode, teaching Ozzy how to make soup.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be opposed. I'm really bad at making soup. I'm really good at making
Again, it's
sandwiches. Now that's Ozzy's jam.
like, oh, sandwiches. Yeah.
Oh, I like
What's your
making.
go-to sandwich?
Oh, my go-to is a buffalo chicken grilled cheese,
Ooh, okay, okay.
or honey barbecue chicken grilled cheese with a ranch drizzle.
Oh,
I
okay,
also really
okay.
like, um, I'm testing the waters. I've made some pretty interesting ones. If we're going back to
Okay.
like OG Aussie sandwich, instead of
Sure,
having
sure.
a salad at a salad bar place, you'd get nachos, ham, cheese, and ranch.
Mm.
Sounds disgusting. It's actually really good. And if you're feeling saucy, you put fried chicken on there too.
Ooh. Okay, okay.
Is it healthy? Hell no. But is it good? Oh yeah.
Yeah, fried chicken reminded me that there's a new fried chicken place that opened near us, and we'll talk about it off the air. But I just wanted to mention that to you on the air.
Oh, I get.
Yeah,
I feel like that's.
yeah. You could ponder that information.
I will. And you know what? Taste buds. I feel like that will probably be the next thing that we go to, and we will talk
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. We'll come back around. It's called crispy crunchy chicken.
Now I'm in the mood for fried chicken.
You're welcome. At 12:17 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even like. Damn, I'm just hungry.
I mean, hey, that's fair. We've all been there.
Yeah, I know. Well, the sad thing is, like, I didn't even smoke or anything, so like, I don't want the munchies.
Oh.
Like, I just now I'm
I'm
hungry.
just genuinely hungry. Damn it! Like,
Yeah, like
yeah,
now I just
yeah.
feel
I'm hungry too.
now I feel
After taking flavor dust,
now I feel
microdosing with
fat.
milk.
Yeah, how many drugs can we list in an episode? Or actually, I should say, how many fake drugs can we mention in an
Yeah,
episode? Flavor dust,
flavor dust.
milk.
Well, milk's not a fake drug. It's just not a drug.
Well, we've turned it into a drug.
I mean, apparently, yeah.
Because you're microdosing it.
That's really only it though. That's the two. Flavor dust and milk.
How many drugs can we make in an episode?
Making an
I
episode?
don't
Where
know.
are we? We in the RV making Breaking Bad style drugs?
I saw something the other day, and it was like a dad, and they were like, "So I just realized something that for last Christmas we got my daughter the
Oh no.
Barbie RV set and chemistry set, which is basically just the starter Breaking Bad set." I was like, "Wow, we're starting kids younger and younger."
Honestly, good for them.
I mean, Barbie can do anything. If Barbie wants to be a
Yeah.
meth head,
If
if Barbie wants to be a cook,
Jesus. Jeez.
you know, feminism.
Yes. Oh, but yeah, on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap up That's the Flavor for the week. Episode number 30. Thank you
3-0.
guys. 30 what
Whoa,
what?
whoa, 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 whoa.
Thank you guys so much for your support on this show. I know I say it like 2 or 3 times an episode, but it's really hard to not say it because I just it's super crazy.
No,
And
seriously.
again,
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, seriously.
thank you guys. Honestly, we're not really going anywhere either. We're one month into a great journey of bringing this show back. But yeah, if you guys, couple things, if you guys want to see us do anything or talk about anything,
Mm-hmm.
hit us up on our social media. Hit us up in the comment section. Drop it on your reply to the this week's question on Spotify. And if you, I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm not going to acknowledge it. And if you want to support the show in the best way possible you can, leave a review on your favorite podcast platform, reply to our the questions and stuff, or reply to the polls, and just reach out to us. Have a good time. Yeah, not to get all like of stuff at the end here, but just kind of the simple stuff. I gotta knock out the rigmarole, if you will. But yeah, until next week, I've been Christian.
And I have been Ozzy.
And Taste Buds, thank you for enjoying another episode of That's the Flavor. We will catch you all next week. Take care and goodbye.
And don't have too much flavor dust.